You know, every professional journey is really a story. It's like your own personal epic. There are challenges, there are allies, and there are these incredible moments of growth. Today, we're going to break down two of the most powerful tools you have for writing that story: finding a great mentor and building a killer portfolio to really showcase your adventure. All right, let's get into it. I mean, we all do it, right? You look at the experts in your field, the people at the very top, and you wonder, how on earth did they get there? Was it just pure talent? Or was there some kind of secret map, a guide who helped them navigate all the tricky parts? Well, the truth is, almost no one makes that journey completely alone. And that brings us to the first crucial character in your professional story, the mentor. Now, this isn't just a boss or a senior colleague. The role of a mentor is something, well, it's something much older and way more profound. What's so cool is where the word itself actually comes from. For that, we've got to go all the way back to Greek mythology. See, when King Odysseus left to fight in the Trojan War, he needed someone to look after his son Telemachus, to guide him. He chose his wise, trusted friend, and that friend's name was, you guessed it, Mentor. And under his guidance, Telemachus grew into a capable leader. The name just stuck, and it perfectly captures the spirit of this kind of relationship. So, what does that actually mean for us today? Well, here's the formal definition. It's a nurturing process. I love that word, nurturing. It's not just about giving instructions. It's about teaching, counseling, and even befriending someone to help them grow, both in their career and as a person. It's a real supportive partnership. So, what should you be looking for in your own guide? You're not looking for some perfect superhero, but for someone who's approachable, who genuinely listens, and who you can trust. A great mentor doesn't just hand you all the answers, they help you find your own answers by asking really good questions and encouraging you to explore. Basically, you want a positive, constructive force in your corner. But of course, this is a two-way street. You, the hero of this journey, you've got a huge role to play. Being a great mentee means you're open and you're honest. It means you're taking charge of your own growth. And maybe the most important thing of all is being able to take critical feedback, to really listen to it and then actually do something with it. That's where the real magic happens. So how does this growth actually take place? I mean, it's not just from a few random chats over coffee. There's a structured, proven method that creates this powerful feedback loop, and it ensures you're making real, tangible progress. Let's take a look at how it actually works. In the world of education, they call this clinical supervision, which sounds a bit intense, I know. But we can just think of it as a simple, powerful, three-step cycle that works in any field. Prepare, observe, and reflect. It's a loop you can just run through again and again to constantly level up your skills. Okay, so step one is all about preparation. Before your mentor ever watches you in action, you sit down together, you build that connection. You talk about what you're trying to do, your lesson plan, whether that's an actual class, a big client presentation, or a piece of code you're working on. You set the goals together. Next up is observation, and there's a really crucial rule here. The mentor's job is to be a fly on the wall. They watch, they take notes, they gather data. They do not jump in and start correcting things. They're there to see what really happens without interfering, so you can have a meaningful discussion later. And this, right here, is the most important step, reflection. After you've had a little time to think about how things went, you meet again. The mentor gives you balanced feedback. What was great and what could use some work. The goal isn't to criticize. It's to encourage you to keep doing what you're good at while strategically tackling your weaknesses. Okay, so you've been working with your mentor. You've been going through this feedback loop over and over. You can feel yourself getting better, getting smarter, more skilled. But how do you show that to the rest of the world? How do you make all that growth visible to other people? The answer is your portfolio. And this is so much more than just a resume. It's the tangible, documented story of your professional journey. It's the proof of your transformation. Now, while our source material talks about a teaching portfolio, this concept applies to literally any profession. A portfolio is just a factual description of your strengths and accomplishments. Think of it less like a list of jobs and more like the compelling story of what you've learned and what you've achieved along the way. So what makes a portfolio really stand out? Three things. First, it's structured and well organized. Second, and this is so important, it's selective. You don't just dump everything you've ever done in there. You pick the best pieces that really show off your key skills. It is all about quality, not quantity. And finally,
every single claim you make is backed up with concrete evidence.
Building a portfolio might sound a little overwhelming, but just like with mentorship, there's a clear process you can follow. So let's break down the practical steps to crafting your story.
It's really just a 4-step process. First, you plan. Who am I making this for and what do I want to accomplish with it? Then you gather your evidence, your projects, your testimonials, your data. Next, you organize it all into a story that makes sense. And finally, you evaluate it. You refine it until it's sharp, clear, and totally convincing. So what kind of stuff should you gather? Well, it's a mix of the formal and the personal. Of course, you'll include your resume and samples of your work. But to paint a really rich picture, add things like testimonials from colleagues, official performance reviews, and even a journal where you reflect on your own growth. This combination is what builds a truly multi-dimensional story of what you're capable of. So there you have it. You've got the map for your hero's journey. Find a guide, a mentor to help you navigate, and document that adventure in a portfolio to tell your story. The only question left is, what's your next step? What's going to be the first entry you add to your professional story, starting today?